Hey, what's going on everyone? This is JoeYoursTruly back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about how Nitro could be the fix that Predecessor really needs to fix some of its biggest issues. And before you jump on me and be like, okay Joy, what kind of a hot take are you talking about? Let me explain. I can clearly break it down to you guys to give my thought process on why I really believe that Nitro can really fix some of the core issues with Predecessor. But before we jump straight into that, I do want to mention about my content going forward for the next few weeks, next months potentially. Because as I've been kind of saying a lot this last month, I got my orders. I'm moving to Alaska, and that involved a lot of paperwork, a lot of phone calls, a lot of setup I need to do to move myself, my vehicle, all my stuff to Alaska. So as a result, my content's been a little bit slower here and there, and now I'm finally getting very close to actually flying out of here to Alaska. And that obviously means that during my moving process, I'm not going to be making Predecessor content. And I unfortunately had some not so good news, and that is I found out that a lot of my stuff being shipped from here to Alaska is not gonna arrive until September most likely. And that includes my computer I'm using right now doing all my content and editing and all that good stuff. So that is gonna be challenging, I would say, being able to find ways to still make content for you guys, because I have a laptop, it's pretty good. I can play games on it. I haven't tested extensively in terms of recording and or even streaming, so I do not know how well that gaming laptop can be for making content. But I'll find a way to make it work, because I actually, when I first started making YouTube videos way back at the stress test April of Predecessor, I did all 30 of my videos on a older gaming laptop. So I think there's a way I can make it work, but that's going to take me some extra time to figure that out, along with a lot of the check-in process I gotta do once I arrive to Alaska. So I think this is going to be kind of like my last video for a little bit. I'm not sure when this video is going to go out, but I don't think there's going to be any more gameplay videos after today's video. So just kind of just a heads up that this is going to be my last video for now, until I can kind of get settled in and try to see if I can cook up some gameplay content on my gaming laptop in Alaska. Yeah, let's just jump straight into the topic of today's video. So obviously, okay, what do I mean by Nitro can fix some of the big issues with Predecessor? Well, to kind of give a little bit more context, let me bring up a previous video I made a while back. Well, it got a lot of talk in the community, and that is we need to talk about the future of Predecessor. Well, there was a ton of comments right here. There's a lot of discussions kind of going on, like over 300 comments in that one video alone. And kind of like at the comparison, like the Chimera video that I made very recently that had more views, only has like a fraction of only 71 comments of like the 309 comments I have on this video. So needless to say, there's a lot of discussion going on when I release this video. And if you guys have not seen it, at all, I'll link it in the description down below, or there should be maybe like a time card that you guys can click on if you want to get quickly kind of go through the video and see what this was all about. But essentially, I made this video to talk about some of the biggest core issues that was happening with Predecessor back in April. This is around the time that Omeda did all the hero reworks. So essentially, that's where you got the hero reworks, like Faye, her Q changes, Callan's completely got changed, all that stuff got changed in that update back then. And what also got changed was essentially they changed the pacing. They changed the moment-to-moment action. And what I mean by that is I kind of explain it a lot more in depth in this video. But essentially, they changed the game direction. This was a MOBA that originally started off as a tactical third-person MOBA that works with the Z-axis, had the elements you want in League of Legends, right? But now, ever since they did all the hero reworks, they changed from a more tactical MOBA to a faster paced hero brawler shooter kind of game. And that sparked a lot of controversy within the community. A lot of people on Reddit, a lot of people in my videos, a lot of people all around. There were a lot of people that were not happy with the changes because they played Predecessor for the tactical MOBA gameplay. But then all of a sudden, with this new like update they did back in April, they essentially just completely changed the genre to more of a fast-paced hero brawler. So that's why like death timers was like a really big theme where they made the death timers much shorter early game, and so it means that you're just more encouraged to just like keep fighting a lot. You don't get punished for early game death or for the fact that they increase the gold drip, they increase the hero movement speed, so you just roam around map faster. So the whole meta was just like you don't literally play the lane phase, you just go roam because like with the increased movement speed and increased gold drip, you spend your time to go gank another lane as like the off lane, for example. Even if you don't get the kill, you barely miss out on like the XP or gold overall. So it just encourages you to just fight and fight and fight and less of the tactical, okay, let's farm, let's take smart trades, let's win lane, extend that lead, etc., etc. Or even the fact that like, oh, we kill everyone on feint twos, but we have to reset because of too little HP. So we reset, and since the death timers were so short back then, it's still kind of short right now, but it's definitely not as bad. But the enemy team will respawn after getting wipe, and they just take the feint twos before you can get back to it. A lot of like really silly, kind of like bad stuff that's very counterproductive of what should be present in a MOBA game. And so essentially, like there was a video that I didn't like make immediately when they made all these changes. The main reason why I made this video in the first place was because there was a lot of you guys in my comments mentioning about these issues. And I think that speaks volume that this kind of topic that I explored wasn't because something that I initiated and I'm like I saw the update, I'm like, and I play it, and I'm like, okay, this is a serious issue. I need to talk about this immediately. No, I kind of give Omeda Studios the benefit of the doubt. I try to let this play out a bit longer. But when I keep having all these videos go up and I see comments and comments and comments and people are like very disappointed, they're like taking away from Predecessor, they really don't like the shift in gameplay. I'm like, okay, this is an actual issue and someone needs to talk about this because not to like so here's the thing that's a little bit tricky too is usually when there's like controversy or there's changes made that a lot of people in the community are not happy about, usually content creators are pretty good, pretty quick on voicing those concerns, right? But the thing with the Predator content creation space is that it's always been, how is they smaller in a sense, especially on the YouTube scene. Like the YouTube scene is just like me, Pencil, Soul Reaper, maybe one, two others. Like it's very small, like actual like content creation scene. There's a lot of streamers on Twitch, but 80% of those streamers on Twitch are like very low viewer counts. So they're just not like a big content creation like theme on Predecessor. And after we solved, like the whole like content creation talking about the issues or talking about certain topics outside like gameplay or like meta kind of stuff, it's like it's not as abundant as you would expect for other games. Like think of like when Overwatch, for example, gets like a controversy. Content creators day one are talking about the issues, but not quite for our like what we have as content creators on the scene. And the thing about me as a content creator is I have always been someone that I would say always would rather focus on the gameplay, do some of the cooking, and like just like have fun with the game. Because the whole mindset that I had for the longest time was like, I'm gonna stay away from the more controversial points because some people may not like seeing that all the time. And if I just focus on doing gameplay, having fun with the game, then that's kind of like a refugee, kind of like a break from all that controversy you guys will see. So you can like stop hearing like the same thing over and over. You just want to enjoy the game and have a space to do that, right? But the problem with that is, of course, like there wasn't anyone talking about the issues. And one thing that I kind of realized a little bit, I wouldn't say like a little bit too late, but something that took me a while to realize is that a lot of people trust in my opinion, they go to me for like takes. They go to me and talk about, hey, I don't know if it's just me, but I really don't like what's going on with this game. Like, do you feel the same way? Like, a lot of people trust my opinions and they trust my voice to be the one that can like voice the players' concerns to the dev team. And as soon as I like realized that, I'm like, okay, I can no longer turn a blind eye to some of these issues. And I do think that's sort of like kind of like a toxic thing to do anyways, is turn a blind eye to certain issues and let it fester, let it keep growing, just for the sake of trying to avoid getting into the weed of some of the what could happen once you start talking about those more sensitive topics. So that's why on my Twitter page, for example, I've been a lot more active on voicing my concerns, voicing like my criticisms of the game. I'm not necessarily being more negative. I'm not going from positive Joe to like more like negative Joe crashing out necessarily, because whenever I have feedback or issues with the game, I have always done it internally in the Discord, in the Content Creator Guild, speaking directly to the devs. But that changed because when I have this video pop off, all these comments voicing the concerns, I pass it along to the dev team. I'm like, hey, there's an issue with this game. A lot of people, including myself, are concerned about the game direction. Can we talk about this? And unfortunately, the result of the conversation dialogue I have with the dev team was very disappointed to say the least. And I'm not going to go into specifics because it's been a while back when we had this conversation. I don't want to also start going on a tangent on that, right? That's kind of like on the past, but that's another reason why I'm starting to voice my concerns more publicly, more on Twitter, because I just realized that having my concerns only voiced in an internal Discord that's restricted to most people is just not the best way gain feedback to the devs and get some conversations going for them to make the changes needed to improve the game. But yeah, no, that's my long rant, I guess, on like a little bit about context of what's going on with my changing mindset of trying to like be more vocal about issues. And that's why I'm also trying to do this, because I'm not necessarily focalizing issues about the game. I'm actually trying to like let you guys know how those issues I highlighted about like the death timers, about like some of the core like issues I covered in that video, how all that can actually be resolved if with Nitro. And how Nitro can solve those core issues with Predecessor is one straightforward change, and that is Nitro replaces Quickplay, and in this like new game mode or whether like casual game mode will be the Brawl or Lexi they're working on, or any other casual game mode that they're trying to cook up for the community. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, hey, Joy, why the heck would you replace Quickplay with a casual game mode? Let me explain. If you guys have ever played games like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, you will know that in those two games, they have their version of Quick Play and Rank, and they both of those modes, same maps, same characters. The main difference between the two, besides the obvious rank system in place, is the format. And what I mean by the format is that for both those games, for rank, they'll always play a best of 3, where each round is going to be your team playing on offense or your team playing on defense. And so you win the best of 3, and if you go 1-1, then the third round is kind of like a tiebreaker. But in the quick play in those two modes, you only play one round. You either play on offense or you play on defense. Regardless if you win and lose, the game is done after that one round is completed. And so essentially what that means is that for Marvel Rivals and Overwatch, their quick play is naturally quick because they essentially format it in the way that the game will end after just one round. And so it's still the same fundamental gameplay, the same meta, the same heroes you will play in those games. The difference is that you go in with looser matchmaking, and even if you have a really bad game, that game ends pretty quickly because it's only one round. That it's kind of like, oh, they're swapping up. Well, we're going to be done in less than 5 minutes, right? Now think about what's going on with Quickplay versus Wink and Predecessor. They are essentially exactly the same. Like if you take away Wink, like just kind of like cover your hand on the Wink system. If you cover up Wink and you just compare fundamentally the gameplay of Wink and Quickplay, they're literally the same exact format, the same exact like game length. It's because like the thing is like you can be stuck in a Wink match for like 30 minutes, and then you can easily be stuck in that same scenario in Quickplay. Like obviously like Quickplay doesn't have the bands or like the and Quickplay also have no mirrors, but fundamentally the gameplay is exactly the same between the two. But think about what's the goal of Quickplay in the like perspective of like casual players, or like how you want that to be in your game. In Marvel Rivals Overwatch, if you just want to do some quick matches with your buddies, don't have to worry about long matchmaking queues. You don't really mind if the teams are a little bit unbalanced, because you're just gonna go in, try out a new hero, just have fun, get that quick 5-10 minute burst of gameplay action. Like you get that very consistently and naturally in those two games. And Predecessor, you do not get that at all. And the issue with that is like for me, I cannot do quick match because it takes me on average 15 to 30 minutes to find a quick match game. That kind of defeats the purpose of quick play if I'm waiting 15-20 minutes just to get into a game, and then someone leaves the lobby, and then I'm back in another 15-minute queue to get into a match. It sucks. I cannot, for the love of my life, play a quick match and Predecessor for the last year and a half, because my MMR is high enough to the point that it's gonna take me longer to find a actual match I can get into quickly and play. And even if I do get into a match and play quick play, people can still just FF at 15 minutes, and that is just so unsatisfying to wait all that time to get into a quick play match for only for the enemy team to FF at 15 minutes, and now you just didn't get to have fun. You didn't get to the mid game. You didn't get to the really fast paced, very like mid to late game build action. No, it just ends, and then you just left very dissatisfied, just very disappointed. So the reason why I'm saying that Nitro should be the new quick play is because Nitro is what quick play should be in the first place. Because think about the difference between quick match and Nitro. Nitro, for me, like again, I have an average queue time from 15 to 30 minutes just to get into a quick match. For me, for Nitro, at most, I'm waiting around 5 minutes, and that is on kind of like a rough day. I can sometimes get into matches within 2 or 3 minutes and still get pretty dang decent players in my lobbies. And when I do get into Nitro, I now am expecting a game that's definitely going to last less than 20 minutes, because I can get into a quick match. I don't know if that game is going to last 15 minutes. I don't know if that game is going to last 40 minutes, depending on how long it takes for either team to finish out the game. Nitro, since you get to mid to late game build a lot faster, like around the 15-minute mark, you can end the game a lot more reliably and faster in less than 20 minutes than quick match can ever do. So again, think about what exactly is the goal, the ideal goal for any quick play game modes in any like online games nowadays. When I'm trying to play a quick game, I'm expecting it's going to take less than 30 minutes. It should not even take 30 minutes in the first place, but let's say 30 minutes is the max. The quick match right now in Predecessor does not accomplish that whatsoever. And then if you and your buddies are trying to group up together just for a quick match, and then you guys are just stuck waiting in queue for 10-15 minutes, and then you get in a game that's like 50 minutes long, and then it's just not even fun because you guys are just like stressing too much and trying really hard. It's kind of like, well, we spent like over an hour on this one match. I think we're done for tonight, right? And that's like a big issue too. It's like the casual players, like the players that don't really want to like dedicate so much time in just one game every time they try to do a quick match. Like they're gonna get deterred from like seeing like all these really long queue times or the long match times and quick match. And then that's what's gonna cause them to eventually like take a break from the game or not even play it, or they're gonna go to the casual game mode to try to scratch that itch. But even then, like Brawl was really fun, but it doesn't exactly scratch that itch of a kind of like laning phase or getting into like some more of tactical stuff while still being like a faster paced kind of game mode. So I really think again that Nitro replacing quick match can do wonders for this game, because that would solve one big issue already, and that is people love Brawl, and you can't have quick match, and Nitro and Brawl at the same time. You always have to keep replacing Nitro or Brawl or the legacy game mode. But if quick match becomes the new Nitro, then you have like an open spot easily to put in Brawl or legacy, or whether like other like more spicy kind of game mode like arena or like the big map they're gonna try to do for this casual game mode right here. Not only that, like the biggest thing too, circling back to my original point on the biggest issues with Predecessor I talked about in this video, is that the change in game direction that Misters was trying to do was due to the fact that they're trying to chase the new trend in online games, and that is people want quick games that can just pick up and play against other people. Think about why Fortnite is really popular. Think about why Overwatch and MMO is really popular. You don't have to play ranked whatsoever in those games, but you can guarantee yourself a quick game. You can just go do 1 or 2 every day and have a blast to kind of scratch that itch, right? And Predecessor just doesn't have that itch being scratched. Like you just cannot get into a quick match because you can be stuck in the match for 40 minutes and people just don't have that time. Think about why TikTok is so popular. People want that immediate, fast content. Like they don't want to sit through like a 30-minute video, right? People like, because like the video can be really cool, but that's like a long video you have to dedicate to yourself. Versus TikTok, you're just going through and you can go through like 10 dozens of different like shorts in the span of less than 10 minutes, and you get like so much like content information thrown at you at once. So the whole trend in the gaming market is going for faster paced satisfaction and gaming, like especially online games. And that's why I think that's a big reason why Omeda Studios was trying to make the game a lot more faster paced. However, the issue though with that is you're now like creeping into rank, because it's one thing to make the quick play matches faster. It's another thing if it directly impacts rank. And so like when they're trying to balance, like trying to find a medium of like a faster paced mobile game, but also still trying to have like a tactical, like high skill ceiling kind of MOBA element, that doesn't mix at all. You can't have fast paced casual mixed in with a tactical MOBA genre. That doesn't make sense. And that's why there's a lot of like issues with like the community had with it. And they're like some people like the faster pace, and a lot of people like myself didn't like the faster pace, and because that means that some of the MOBA elements were stripped away as a result. Well, if you have Nitro be the new quick match, and then you still have rank being the same thing it is, now all of a sudden you have two more separated game modes you can find to balance for each other. Because again, like a problem of having quick match as is right now in rank is they're essentially the same exact game modes. One just has a little bit funny point system that one doesn't. So when you make balance changes for like for one mode, it affects like the other one directly. So whenever they make changes to appeal for more the casual audience, it also affects rank, and then makes rank more of a clown fest, to say the least. Well, if they make quick match Nitro, like make that its own separate mode where like they can do changes specifically for the Nitro and make it appease like the more casual audience, the more people that wants the fast-paced action. Now they can separate rank out and then make more fine adjustments, because now the expectation is if you want quick games, you go play Nitro/quick match, and if you want the more tactical, slower, methodical gameplay, you go play rank. And I think that's the best way that ministers can solve some of the like core issues with the game, like the kind of conflicting game direction that we're going, by separating these two modes out completely and making adjustments to each one individually separate. Of course, like if you make huge changes, it's going to affect both game modes. But if you want like your quick match to be quicker without affecting your ranked matches, you can do that a lot easier when it's like two different like rule sets, formats they have to work off of. But that is essentially like kind of like all my spiel on how Nitro to solve some of the biggest issues with Predecessor. And I don't know if Nitro, like the Nitro game mode they made, I don't know if they made it intentionally like very similar to Quickplay, just a better version of Quickplay. Because they could be already thinking about replacing Quick Match with Nitro, and they want to see how people like the Nitro, because if enough people are playing Nitro consistently, they could like do a next update, be like, hey guys, we're gonna replace Quick Match with Nitro, and then in this Nitro play you can have Legacy, and we're gonna see how you guys like that. I think this is like testing grounds, testing waters for America to see if people like Nitro enough for the aspect of you get to Nitro games faster, and then you also get into the games faster, so you can do more back-to-back games. You can play more different heroes within one day versus only playing 1-2 games because they're just so dang long. So I think Misters, as much as Nitro kind of gave a first bad impression, it kind of feels like within the LoL community, I think it's starting to grow. A lot of people, including myself, like I thought I was one of those people that saw Nitro like internally, and I just like, why in the heck I would ever play this game mode over like Quick Match, or why would I ever play Nitro over Brawl? Well, now that this Nitro game mode has been out for a while, I do realize that I think Nitro is a testing ground to see if this new format can work for improving quick play, and as a result, they can focus balancing, making the game faster, more satisfying for the casual players and the quick match, and then leave rank out of it, so you can then appeal to the more hardcore, more player base that likes the more tactical aspect of this game. But I feel like I hammered in the point enough for you guys. But definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this. Maybe I'm the crazy one with the hot take. But after just comparing this to other games like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals, with their version of quick play and rank, why can Predecessor not do that as well? Because I think the MOBA like genre is kind of like starting to fall off trend, because League of Legends used to be way more popular than it is today, and I think it's because League of Legends is just so too much of a long game commitment and too much it's too, I wouldn't say hardcore, but it's not casual friendly enough due to how long the games can get. Like, think about why ARAM is so popular in League of Legends. It's like the only one game mode you can quickly get into and quickly get out of. And I feel like for the whole mobile space in general, they have to adapt to the changing trends in like online gaming, multiplayer games, and that is right now people like faster games. And the only way to accomplish that is to have a faster game mode that can go along with that. Because right now, I just don't see the point of quick match. Like, this is not even quick match, this is long match right now, is what it feels like. So I think changing quick match with Nitro is going to solve a lot of issues, and it's going to make it a lot easier for the dev team to find that balance and do all the fixes they need to do to appease the casual and the hardcore fans. But that's enough rambling from me. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If not already, consider liking, subscribing to this video, especially since I'm going to be away for 5 minutes. So if you are not already, subscribe to the channel so you will get the notification when I start making content again for you guys. And again, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Let me know if there's other solutions that can like kind of also fix some of the core issues with Predecessor. But that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll hopefully see you guys soon in Alaska. Peace.